If you haven't had an opportunity to watch Little Accidents, the 2015 movie starring Elizabeth Banks and Boyd Holbrook. Stop listening now, major spoilers. Here we go. The ending is frustrating as hell. Number one, you don't know what happened at the end. Two, you don't know if the guy who was explaining about the mines is talking about a story of being recovered from his experience or the boy that is presumed dead. The boy hit his head on a rock. He was knocked unconscious. He wasn't moving, but he was moved by the other little boy and then buried somewhere or hidden somewhere. Most likely in a mine or something like that, a mine shaft. I thought Elizabeth Banks did a really, really great job as always with her acting, but this one was kind of cool, man, to see her in a different role, a more serious role, parental role, and her emotional scene whenever the young boy tells her the truth about her son. That was very moving, man. Not gonna lie about that. Rating I have to give the movie, gotta give it 6 out of 10 stars. I watched it all the way through. I had to pause and go to Walmart, but then I came back. But it plays well on the ears. You can definitely sit down and watch it without getting bored or anything like that. The only problem with it is some of the stuff just doesn't make sense. The parents of the child that is dead and missing, or presumed dead but missing, they should have been asking more questions. One of the parents, I guess it's kind of typical. One parent, is responsible. The other parent decides to, I guess how you want to say, let her emotions or his emotions get the best of them, and they start doing drugs, drinking, having, sex with partners, start having affairs, etc., etc., stuff like that. And it was just something that you could see coming a mile away. Another thing is they never really showed you a whole lot about the kid with Down syndrome, who was the young boy who killed the other child. His brother was there. The kid with the Down syndrome was there, and that part of the story was actually very interesting to see how, someone with that, condition and symptoms, and the way that he was living. He's such a young age, probably like 6 or 7 years old, but even with Down syndrome, he was still aware. And I wasn't, how do you want to say it? I wasn't familiar with that aspect of Down syndrome, man. And I thought it was really fascinating. I wanted to see what this kid was going to say. Was he going, why was he having nightmares? They never answered any of those questions. The husband that knew that his wife was cheating never confronted the guy. He bought him a drink instead. Was that just to say, hey, I know you're sleeping and banging my wife? Maybe you should stop. What was it? What happened? There were so many different things, man. It just gets you just frustrated a little bit. But the story of the Little Accidents is literally a little accident. Little accidents lead to bigger and bigger problems and more. How do you want to say it? More issues in life. One kid is getting bullied by another kid or a group of kids, and then one kid comes back. After, the group of kids leave, he forgets something or he wants to come back just to pick on the other guy or whatever. Confrontation happens. One kid throws a rock at another kid. A kid trips in the woods, hits his head, and then that kid ends up dying or, knocked unconscious or whatever. I don't know. I have no clue because they didn't really tell you anything. The other kid, feels guilty, and instead of telling the truth, he goes out and starts, working, doing small, odd jobs around the house for the mother of the child, which he, murdered. And it's just weird, man. I mean, none of the parents in the town are watching their kids. Kids are running around like crazy. It's just so much, irresponsibility that's going on. I don't understand it, man. How can parents be so irresponsible? And, I don't know if this is just because, welfare checks Section 8. I have no clue. I don't know the reason for it, but I've just never seen anything like that as far as for movies. Especially in a how do you want to say, in a movie that's driven by adults and children, so you get both aspects of the pain and suffering that they go through. But for some reason, I don't know, it just didn't work, man, for me. So yeah, that was it, man. It's on Amazon right now, on Amazon Prime. It's still in theaters right now. And yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I'm out of here. If you guys watched Little Accidents, let me know what you thought. Rather, comment, like, subscribe. Nah, don't worry about commenting. Just don't even subscribe either. Rather.